Ke aloha. This is Miracle King here, and I am beaming you on this beautiful day. Just breathing in that aloha and that sacred mana. Feeling the juice. I'm feeling the juice of spirit in my family, and so grateful right now for all of you for breathing in air. Just breathing in all of this sacred air and just joyfully in this moment feeling the ka mu, the kinetic alignment and the magnetic unity coming together for ka mu. Oh yeah, the great silence after union, which truly births the universe. And so yeah, it is. Once the universe is birthed, what do we got? Because truly, if you look at the climate of the moment, the current climate, it is truly a love paradox. We are in a paradox, my friends. A mental, emotional, physical quandary. And that being said, it is the moment where truly love is the only answer. And I know right now there's a lot going on. And yet at the same time, nothing is going on. And it really depends on what your focus is. So when we choose to focus on the third dimensional quandary, which is the masquerade, the plan, demonic, the whole situation, and we give all of our attention to it, on the screen, the bubble screen hijack, we start to get all irritated and anxiety ridden, and we just get super ignorant and confused about why we're really here. And I too also have been moving through so many different waves of process around how to actually birth a project that supports regenerative living and really anchor the new normal for the now earth more than ever before. And I realized that so much of my energy had been defocused or unfocused, or when the camera is like when you're dialing it in, you're trying to focus on an object and it's going in and out and in and out. And it's like in focus and it's out of focus. It's in focus and it's out of focus. It's in focus and it's out of focus. I think you're also feeling that as we move deeper and deeper into the reality and the truth that the vibration and frequency of what we're choosing to focus on in the 3D all around the world, in every single country and city, is that we're being fine-tuned to completely focus on what's happening in our lives, and not just outside, but on the deep inner planes. Because believe me, right now, this love paradox that we're moving through is truly forcing us and torquing us into really getting fine-tuned about what we're doing here on the planet and why are we really here. And of course, when we can open our hearts and spread our wings and get to nature and get out into the hills and the mountains and go for a swim in the ocean or a surf, or get out into the different iterations of the spiral, we can move ourselves out of the box. And yet the box is still something that all of us are needing in order for me to even give you this transmission, right? And for you to even receive the transmission. And for you to even maybe, just maybe, get inspired, because all of us are waking up to the fact that there's a paradox of information out there. There is an illusion out there that's making itself known, and it wants all of us to focus on it at all times, especially when we stare at that screen, right? Listening to the screen, listening to others talk about who's driving, who are the players, who's conducting, the great pandemic, the plandemic, the plandemonic. The fact is that negativity in the West has just never really been allowed to express itself. We've been hiding under this sort of gist of superficial materialism and spiritual materialism. And so all of those things are now completely disappearing, and we're looking at how can we be truly authentic and focus on why we're really here. What is our purpose? What is our mission? How do we get into a space where we can even listen to what our purpose and mission is anymore? Because there's so much desperation. There's so much sadness. There's so much fire and water going to the extreme. And year after year, day after day, week after week, it's just building up and building up and building up. And I know, because I'm in it with you. But what I want to say to you is that we've got the love paradox. And the love paradox is if we can hang out in negativity, if we can be in a space of the void and of true love in the midst of paradox, in the midst of people fighting, in the midst of people arguing, in the midst of people not getting along, in the midst of people of losing their houses because of fires, or completely, wanting to escape the matrix because they're afraid of all the riots and protests. This is all that's happening on the 3D. The government isn't coherent at all. The way we've been exchanging goods and services, we all know it's not sustainable. We all know that the trillions of dollars in our GDP, especially in the United States of America, is not going to keep pumping up like a giant balloon, and eventually that thing's popping. And I get it. We're all flying right now. We're all, whee! Yeah! It's great. But we haven't really landed yet. The landing hasn't happened. And so, of course, those of us who are choosing mastery, we can fly and land at will when we choose the quantum, multidimensional state of being. But I just want to say that it's going to be much more easier on your whole nervous system if you choose Gaia, if you choose nature. So no matter that the love paradox is never going to end, we have to be so physically, emotionally, and spiritually resilient. All you spiritual heart warriors and you spiritual heart warrioresses, that we've got to thread this golden needle through all the valley of shadow and death. I will fear no evil, because this is our moment. Greater things we shall do. Oh yeah. This is the time for greater things. So I am so excited to be in the love paradox with you, because truly that's all that's left. That's really all that's left. And there are so many folks that are going into survival right now, going into confusion and fear, and I get it. I understand. I understand. I comprehend. I empathize. But I think when we get into this nature and we just breathe the beautiful sunlight and we just move into this appreciation for these amazing stone beings, these pohakus, we give thanks to these bodies. You can hear the spring water, and you get to nature you get into the mastery of nature and you get still. And you can hear the voice of Mother, Father, Goddess, all that is. And that voice is screaming out so much joy. It's screaming so much joy through the pain and suffering. But we have to move through that pain and suffering and release it and accept it and release it and acknowledge it and come into this ownership of self-responsibility. And once we come into that ability to respond, we find the power serves the love paradox. And then we can master our vibration and frequency in any environment, in any space and time, in any part of our body that may be moving through dis-ease right now. So there are many of us gathering right now that are cooing down and counseling and Zooming and figuring out what the new project is, launching the new business, getting all excited. And I just want to offer that it's really important to also really tune in to the next 1,000 generations ahead. And for you, that may be just the next one or your grandchildren. But I'd like you to just really tune in and drop in with looking them in the eye when they get to your age. And really ask yourself, what can I do now to shift my entire assemblage point? What can I do now to shift my entire trajectory in my career, my path, my life, whatever makes me the money to pay the bills, to pay the mortgage, to do the thing, to get the thing, to do the thing. And realize that you have this beautiful moment in the love paradox to go into the great silence after union, the beautiful ka mu, this beautiful ancient Hawaiian word, and move your awareness, move your consciousness, move your action-oriented energy fields into activating a whole new life path for them. Not for you, but for them. And you can do it with grace, you can do it with appreciation, you can do it with lightness, and you can do it with joy. Divine joy. Because that's really where we're at. We've got to go all the way, my friends and family. We've got to go all the way home. And move through this dark night and get to the other side. So if this calls to you and you want to be in this amazing nature with me and get together with some incredible brothers and sisters, amazing, balanced men and incredibly inspiring women who are joining and hooing together, coming together, uniting to really birth ka mu so that the universe can truly thrive throughout the love paradox that we are currently living in these times. And we can start to co-create a new climate that's going to go beyond any judgment, any limitations, and definitely any fear. Because truly our vibration and our frequency is moving beyond the earth. And uplifting the earth, but moving beyond the earth, throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe, and we are becoming omniversal, omniscient, omnipotent beings of infinite light and true masterful love overflowing. So we have an event coming up here in a couple weeks over the Equinox, where we're going to be moving through 6 days on an inner vision quest to unite the CLM, the coherent living model, to really merge and marry this activated Earth Star Gate for Kamu. And if it calls to you and you feel my energy and you can fly in, you can boat in, you can walk in, you can automobile or bus in, then I'm going to invite you to look in to your deepest state right now, into your deepest meditative state, in your waking, dream, and dreamless arenas and avenues, and your abilities to travel on the inner planes as well as physically. And come and join us, for this truly is the moment we've all been waiting for. Sending so much I am love your way. Truly, we are just beginning, you and I. And we're going to get through this. We got this. It's all about family right now. Core family. Core Soul Star family. So join us for this Kamu Gate over the Equinox, and sending you the love paradox. May you be blessed. So much love. So much infinite joy your way. Yes! Woohoo!